passes is where I believe in you. If you've enjoyed the trip with us and you would love to show that appreciation, please feel free to do so. There's a basket up front. Thank you. Please make sure everyone is taking their seat passes. Everybody needs to have their seat passes individually upon returning back to the cruise.
Mommy, some passes.
I would never let you know.
With this tour guide company part-time, I soon then found that this would be something I would love to be doing full-time. So I'm now doing tour guiding full-time. Someday I hope to master it, and when I retire back on Nevis, I would love to have a bed and breakfast. My hobbies are traveling, cooking, reading, working with tourists, learn their culture, tell them about my culture. I've got two companions, Lucky and Crispy. Just in case you're wondering who they are, well, Lucky is the cat and Crispy is the dog. Both has been adopted. I've got a daughter back in Nevis who is 29 years old. Don't be doing any math now, guys. Our friendly island of St. Martin is the smallest landmass in the world to be under the rule of two different sovereign powers. However, 10-10-10, the Dutch side of the island has become a country within the kingdom. The French side is under the direct rule of France. Each side of the island is spelled differently. The French side is spelled S-T-M-A-R-T-I-N, and the Dutch side is spelled S-T-M-A-A-R-T-E-N. There are four borders here in friendly St. Martin that takes us to and from each side of the island. Coming up straight behind of me is one of our border. That's the major border. At the border we have the white monument with the Treaty of Concordia sign. That's how I just explained you about the division of the island. It was signed. It's on the white monument that's coming up. St. Martin spelled the Dutch way on the right. We've got the flags. We're getting ready to cross over the border to the French side of the island. Does everyone have their passports ready? Relax, guys. I'm only kidding. We're very fortunate for now here on friendly St. Martin. We don't need a passport to cross our borders. So that's the Dutch way to spell St. Martin. Here's the white monument. Treaty of Concordia was signed in 1648. First half of the bus is already in Paris. The back half was still in Amsterdam. Now we are officially in France. Bonjour. Welcome to French St. Martin, ladies and gentlemen. At no time are our borders ever being closed or guarded. We just cross over from side to side freely and smile. Over to your left, we've got the flamboyant trees. Not this big one that's right here to the left. This one that's coming up. When it has a flower, it's a bright red orangish color flower. The flamboyant tree is our national tree. The pink wildflowers you see growing like vines, they are called coralitas. That's the national flower here on the French side of the island. The national flower on the Dutch side of the island is the yellow sage, and our national bird is the gray pelican. Over to the right, we've got some French sheep. Those are sheep. The sheep are the ones with the tails hanging down. The goats are the ones with the tails hanging up.
Do they still run the roads?
Yes, they still do.
I remember renting a car at a turnabout. Oh my God, the goats.
Friday and Thursday, we had 3 horses crossing the road. Now, they soon found out that the French and the Dutch could live here peacefully and happily, but for the next 5 years, they decided to divide the island. Is everybody okay? Yep. Everybody enjoying the scenery? Yep. Okay, guys, look over to your left. You see that greenhouse? It is a nice house, huh? Yep. Well, guess what, guys? That's my house. And of course, you know, I'm only kidding, so please don't go home, quit your job, and try to become a tour guide. I'm just kidding. That's one of the politicians' home, guys. So I'm going to let you know how did they divide our friendly island of St. Martin. As legend has it to say, one Frenchman and one Dutchman stood back to back and start walking in opposite directions along the shoreline. And where these 2 guys were to meet should and would have been the equal and rightful half of each side of the island. However, ladies and gentlemen, things does not always work out as planned. So the Frenchman captured 21 square miles and the Dutchman captured 16 square miles. Legend has it to say that the Frenchman spiked the Dutchman's water with white rum, and halfway around the island, the Dutchman needed to take a nap on the palm tree. So that is the story, but we'll never know. Since then, the French, the Dutch, and many other nations have been living here peacefully and happily for the past 357 years. The island of St. Martin changed hands 16 times in 140 years. So now you know what the sun does to my good friend Chino and I here in the island with the rum. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself, ladies and gentlemen. As I mentioned before, my name is Carleen and I'm originally from the island of Nevis. Have you ladies and gentlemen heard of Nevis before? What about St. Kitts? Have you heard of St. Kitts? Okay, St. Kitts and Nevis are sister islands.
Sunglasses too. Please be patient.
Okay, you can please kindly put away your yellow card and the lunch tickets safely. Is everybody happy? Yes. Everybody enjoying the cruise? Yes. How about the kids? Are you enjoying Disney cruise?
Yeah.
How many characters you have on board with you? Who are some of the characters you have?
Who's your favorite?
I think Goofy's there. Is Goofy there?
Yeah.
Wow. So you guys are having a great time with the characters?
Yeah.
Wonderful. What a way to spend New Year's. Enjoy, kiddos. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we do offer a drop-off down. I beg your pardon, sweetie? Okay. On the journey back from the beach, we do offer a drop-off downtown Phillipsburg. For those of you who would like to stay downtown Phillipsburg to do some serious shopping, but you're going to be totally responsible for getting back to the ship on your own. One of the ways back to the ship, you could be walking over to the left on the sidewalk back to the ship, taking the land taxi or water taxi. Water taxi is $4 US per person and the land taxi is $3 US per person. As we go by this orange bridge that's coming up on the left, look over to the left of the bridge. There's Little Europe store right here to the left. Right above Little Europe is Diamond Casino, the street that goes right down in the middle. That's the main street you're going to be shopping on. That's Front Street. And you'll be dropped off right here to the left. Now this is just for you to think about while you are at the beach. On the journey back from the beach, I'll tell you more about downtown Phillipsburg, the shopping, and the locations where you can find the land taxi or water taxi. Those of you who would not like to be staying downtown to do shopping on the journey back from the beach, you can please kindly remain on board the bus and you're going to be taken directly back to the cruise facilities. Okay, so this is just for you to think about while you're at the beach, on the journey back from the beach, I'll tell you more about downtown Phillipsburg. How many of you been on Friendly St. Martin before? Welcome back, and those of you who are coming for the first time, welcome, and what took you guys so long? Now if you look across to your left, the body of water that you see, it is not a lake. It's actually the remains of what used to be our largest salt pond here on the island. It is called Great Bay Salt Pond. Phillipsburg that we just drove by used to be part of this salt pond. Even where we are driving through here, this used to be all part of the salt pond. It is landfill. This particular pond, it used to export 80 to 90,000 tons of salt per year. It closed down in 1945. We do have a smaller one over on the French side of the island, which used to export 30 to 40,000 tons of salt per year. It later closed down in 1961. Now salt, which is S-A-L-T, today it is just a decoration on our tables, but back in the olden days, the main use for salt was to keep food fresh and preserve food. As we move ahead in time and they started inventing refrigerator and everyone then decided to have one at home, the demands for salt grew less and less, and that was the main reason for the closing down of the salt ponds here in the Caribbean. Now if you look over to your left here in that section of the salt pond, you notice there are little black things in the water. Those are rocks. And those rocks were used to divide the salt pond into manageable working sections.